nice. We get a good day in. It's supposed to be crappy tomorrow, but thank goodness we got an indoor we can go to and get some work done tomorrow, and then another big scrimmage on Sunday, and then we'll start working the relievers in our scrimmages throughout the week and get these guys built up, try to get them in the right spots, and continue preaching what we've been preaching, is that we got to be versatile. We don't know what's going to happen with injuries and COVID and everything else. I got a couple guys out right now with COVID, but all in all, we've done real well.
3 weeks out from first pitch, how many position battles do you have? How many things do you still have to figure out?
Yeah, there's certain guys that are going to play. They're going to be out there. Where they're going to be, really and truly, nothing is settled yet. Terrell will be at first base. There's one that's settled, if you will, but what we're going to do in the middle, what we're going to do, late in the ball game, none of those, obviously Parker and Hub are locks, but whether they're going to be 1-2 or the other would be the other way. Hub could go first as well. So they love to compete. They love to feed off of each other, and that's a good thing.
What's got you excited about this upcoming season, about this team?
Well, a lot more depth. We were really on eggshells last year and trying to put guys in bubble wrap because we couldn't afford. We just didn't have the depth, and we've got a lot more depth, more athleticism. We'll run more. We'll do some things that try to put pressure on people.
I presume the athleticism should also make you a better defensive club.
Yeah, we're going to get to a lot more balls. Foot speed is everything, and we've gained a lot of it. And the fact that we can do different things with different guys, it makes for the old school Florida State constant pressure, hitting and running and hitting. Starting guys. A lot of times we wouldn't start guys for a number of reasons. One, the foot speed wasn't there, but the thought of getting somebody hurt, we just were mortified. So it's good to cut them loose.
You guys have some transfers in. It's new to some sports, but it's not really new to baseball. How have these guys fit in with you guys? What's the key to that?
Yeah, you're always worried, when you bring in guys, especially at the break. And Brock Mathis was a guy that we felt like we needed to get. And after talking to him twice, I said this guy will fit right in with our guys. And they're all fun-loving. They're all hard-working. They all have been through the rigors of a season, and they're very mature. And all of them fit right in. And it's been, the older guys are like, this is the best clubhouse they've seen since they've been here. Very encouraging.
With so many of those new transfer guys being in the infield, how much are they going to set the tone you talked about with defense and at the plate with their approach?
Yeah, absolutely. All the above. And, we're going to shift more this year. I wasn't comfortable with it last year. We've got another year's worth of data that we'll delve into. And anytime you can take a side of the field away where 80% of the balls are going to go, you combine that with foot speed and accurate arms and stuff like that, it makes that pitching that much better.
How's Reese Albert doing as far as just getting back from everything he's battled?
Right. He's been really special, and his work ethic and being upbeat. He's out right now, but he'll be fine, and the leadership and his swing is a lot more under control, and he's really, really played well.
Colton, how big a strides has he taken from last year to this year?
Yeah, he's a totally different guy. He's stronger and he's more confident, and he's putting together really good ABs. He's tough as can be. Him and Brock really do a really good job on getting that low strike, and with this pitching staff like we have, we've got to steal some strikes, and they'll both do it, and they'll both play.
Talk about Parker and Bryce being kind of the established 1-2 in some order. Is there a front runner right now to be that third guy, or how many guys are in that conversation still?
8. Really and truly, there's literally 8 guys for that third and fourth spot, and we feel some guys are more cut out to be short, inning or two types, but those two, or anybody would love to have them as their first two, but that third and fourth spot, it is wide open, and we're going to build up about 8 guys. We'll figure it out right before the season starts, who's throwing the best.
How's Carson Montgomery done at bouncing back from last year, which was an up and down year for him?
Yeah, he's been much more consistent. His misses were big at times, and he'd kind of peter out around that third and fourth inning, and he's really worked hard on his endurance and mechanics, and improving those and making them more repeatable, a little bit more clean and simple versus he used to have a little hitch, and we're trying to eliminate that hitch to let the arm work and throw more strikes, and he's been really good.
With Bryce and Parker, they were both making changes to their breaking balls. Just how the breaking balls come along?
They just added one. Both of them are throwing a slider now, so it's makes it very difficult. And you got 4 above average pitches versus 3, and both of them, picked it up over the summer and continued working with Jimmy on it, and it's going to mess up some hitters because they're used to that 2-1 changeup, and there's a good chance it's going to be a hard slider with both of them.
I know you like to scrimmage a lot. Like, what's the benefit of scrimmaging? What do you learn about the team when you scrimmage?
Well, you can start and stop, and you got 4 hours a day versus an hour a day. So once you really get these big scrimmages in, you want to build them up to be able to play 9 innings. It's a little bit more than you think, when you're usually playing, just a couple, 3 innings, and all right, great. And then, well, now all of a sudden you're sore, and we got to get that soreness out and make sure guys are, where they're supposed to be. And we can, when I say start and stop, like I can pull them all together. If a certain situation came up, all right, when this happens, this is what we're going to do. And again, we're not rushed for time, so it's real nice.
A few weeks out, do you have any idea about the lineup composition, which guys might sit what spots in the order?
No, really. We got a lot of different scenarios that we could go with. T. Martin and Logan will be somewhere towards the top, but Logan's got some juice. We could put Carey on there, you could put B-Rob there. There's a lot of different things that you can do. So we want to see, and it's good for the guys to go against this pitching staff that they're going against. It's only going to make both sides of the ball better.
With B-Rob, he came in as a guy that swings the bat pretty high, like really aggressive. Just how do you balance that and also staying within your guys' approach?
You got to be careful. Like you think back to Quincy Neoporti. I always like to have 1, maybe 2 of a kind of a different, not really getting into counts, just kind of, whoa, what was that? That's not the Florida State way, kind of jack the other team up. And he's got a little bit of that. And so you got to be careful. You're trying to take that total, aggressiveness away. But, the big thing with him is leaving that alone. He's got to leave that alone. And, he's a low ball hitter, and if it's down, it's borderline down, let's go. And but we're expecting big things.
How beneficial was the surgery for Tyler as far as just getting it cleaned up and getting back to being normal?
Yeah, it's really helped. It was painful. He had basically the same thing that Reese had. It went out, went back in, and when it did, it caused a bad bone bruise, and they couldn't see anything when they looked at it, and plus he didn't want to not play. So, getting it tightened up and good, it's reassuring. He took BP on the field yesterday for the first time, and he was probably 75% swinging it, but did as usual, worked it around the field, and had a smile on his face, so that's good. And then the next week we start into the hitting and throwing. He's in the 120 feet, kind of a lob stage right now, but everything's on schedule. It'll be close, whether opening day or not. He'll be ready to go.
With AJ, he didn't see much time last year, but he had a strong summer. Just how special are his raw tools, and what have you seen in his development?
He's starting to grasp things, things that make sense. The slider, you can see the spin. Leave it alone unless it's sitting on a tee. That's the one he can hammer. He's got that power speed combo that's really hard to find. He hits balls like Cabell does or did, and I guess he still is hitting them. But yeah, he's got a chance to really be special. He's just got to harness it all and be ready when that time comes. And he's competing for that job left.
You guys have moved Logan to center full time. Just what have you seen from him over the fall and into the preseason?
He's always been a guy that you look at him and you don't see, doesn't scream out athleticism, but he is an incredible athlete that takes his gooder routes and gets jumps on the ball. He can really change a game in center field. So that's the plan, is to leave him out there and let him run, and where he'll hit in order, we'll figure that out later.
Thank you, Meek.